Oh my God, Vanita. Oh my God, Vanita.
Hello, my name is Willie Bragg. Welcome to another edition of the Willie Bragg Show, and I want to talk about the elections around the world that takes place. That's relevant, even to Americans. It should be relevant, and we're talking about in Brazil. There is an election today that's going on. It's between the two candidates. Well, actually, several candidates, but we know what's likely to happen as a result of this election. They have ranked choice voting, and we'll see what happens and see who comes out on top on October 2nd, and the second round off on the 30th. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a quick video about the election real quick, and then I'll share a few words. Give me a moment, and we will get to this right away. Hold on one moment here. We'll get everything set up. And there we go. And we will, as I said, we will have a discussion very shortly thereafter. And that's Bolsonaro voting for himself. Lula DaSilva also voting for himself. the Brazilian electorate doing their thing.
Imagine if every
Oh
night
gosh,
had this
let me
power.
do that. Hold
Diehards
on.
choose Die Hard and advance.
Yeah, that was pretty much it right there. And basically it is just showing the how people are in Brazil today voting in the election. And as I said, there will be a second runoff more than likely on October 30th. So if you want to, you can almost make a comparison to you can make a comparison to Bernie Sanders being Lula and Jair Bolsonaro being more like a Donald Trump type. If you want to make that comparison, that's kind of what this election would be akin to. And the thing about it is that unlike Trump, if Bolsonaro loses this election, more than likely on October 30th, and he claims that there's election fraud, Trump wasn't able to continue his presidency. But I'm afraid it'd be a hell of a lot easier for Bolsonaro. And the reason I say that is that Bolsonaro was military himself at one time, and that it's entirely possible. It's entirely possible that that he could use the military to put in himself as dictator, because when he ran in 2018, he openly made it clear that he favors dictatorship over democracy. He was very vocal about eliminating 30,000 political opponents. And what the hell is that supposed to mean, you know? And so there you have it with this election. And I'm making this kind of short because I have things I have to do this afternoon. I just wanted to make people aware about what's going on in Brazil, and to keep their eyes on Brazil, because if Lula, and again, we're gonna definitely find out what the results are by October 30th. And if Lula ends up winning, Brazil's path toward democracy could very well continue. Now, I remember when Lula DaSilva won in 2002, there were people on the far left that thought he was going to be Latin America's version of Tony Blair. He was going to charter a third way course, and it's understandable why people would draw such conclusions, because there was a time when social democracy was just headed in that direction, and was very frustrating. Especially if you were an old-fashioned traditional social democrat, you don't want to see that happening. And then there were those on the right, the corporatists and people in the military and people in the financial sector, worried that Lula could be the next Fidel Castro, whatever they have conceived in their head. And neither happened. Brazil got out of their debt. Their economy did well under Da Silva's government. And they were actually able to fund social programs, and Brazil was doing very well. And the right-wing opposition decided to put up some false charges of corruption to Lula. Lula ended up in prison to be freed, I believe, last year, when the Brazilian Supreme Court basically figured that he and 5,000 other political prisoners were in prison again under false under false charges, and so they were freed. And then again, Lula DaSilva is favored. Looks like he's favored to win the election, but we're not going to know until either today, end of today, and for damn sure on the 30th of October. But I want to make this as a warning, because we're seeing the rise of fascism right now around the world. Viktor Orban of Hungary is essentially a fascist, and it is, and A woman whose political party called Brothers of Italy, going back to the days of Mussolini. I'm talking about Giorgio Meloni getting elected in Italy the other day, was also very, very concerning. And here in America, we can see a domestic movement. And I don't mean to talk about it in terms of Democrats versus Republican, but I do mean to talk about it in terms of you know, of a fanatical domestic right-wing terrorist movement, and movements that are kind of friendly or wink wink at the domestic terrorists who are on the right. And it's kind of alarming how this could spell out, especially when you add fuel to the fire called the culture war, and you're having people who are just not trusting each other this day and age, and want to kill each other basically just for having political differences. That's what's come down to here in the United States these days. And so some people have compared us to living in the days of the Weimar Republic, and I hope to God they're wrong. So there is that. But I'm hoping, again, down in Brazil, I'm hoping that Jair Bolsonaro is rejected, and I'm hoping that Lula DaSilva will be embraced by the people of Brazil. And so that's pretty much what I have to say about that. As I said, I'm keeping this fairly short today because I have some things I have to do this afternoon. I actually, tell you the truth, I have to go and buy a new computer. It takes two computers really to run this program adequately that I do. And I'm working with one right now instead of two. And that's the dilemma right there for me. So I'm hoping that the next video you'll see from me will be a little more professional, of course, and all that. So let me do this real quick here. I want to make an announcement, and this is my chance to be professional about this. So give me one moment here. Lordy, it does that. Twitter. Okay. Yes. On October the 8th, and that's this coming Saturday, Hands Off Assange event will take place next Saturday from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. on October 8th in Washington, D.C. at the Department of Justice. There will be featured speakers out there. Jill Stein, Chris Hedges, Scott Ritter, Sabby Sabs, who's making one hell of a positive reputation here on online left world. So and many other speakers too will be out there, and we need to show our solidarity for Julian Assange in the name of freedom of the press, in the name of freedom of speech, and just in the name of embracing the truth tellers and whistleblowers out there. What our government and other governments are doing in terms of crimes against humanity here and around the world. So that's what we need to do and be in solidarity. And if you can't make it there to the event in Washington, D.C., if there's something going on locally, attend that if possible. So we have here on the chat line, let me go and close this little window here. On the chat line, we have Extra Bulla. Hey, afternoon. Good afternoon to you, sir. Saw you last night online after I did my video, and then I'm going to have to catch you live like when your program is on. So, but I was glad to catch you at the very end there. Let's see here. Yay, glad you're going. Wish I could give them hell for me, pal. Sure will. I sure will. And it's too bad you're not going there. If you were there, after the event, I could we could grab a beer or something like that. So, but anyway, maybe there'll be other events. So let's see. No worries, man. I appreciate you. Oh, and likewise, likewise. So anyway, and I hope that this will lead to Assange being freed. And so there is that. And let's hope that Brazil do reject fascism today and reject fascism by the by the 30th. Oh, 1 month. We got radical leftist agenda here. She says, bye, I just got here, laughing out loud. Well, yeah, I mean, that's okay. I'll probably make another video this evening, Nikki. That's fine. I was just saying just now that I'm going to go and buy a new computer this afternoon because it takes two computers to do this whole outfit. That's why I haven't been quite making as many of it videos lately. So this week. So anyway, if y'all like what you heard, press like and comment. And if you disagree with a comment anyway, we will have a conversation. Feel free to share the content on this channel. Wait a second. No, you're moving to North Carolina, by the way. Oh, okay. Well, I know you'd rather be in California. I'm going to make my announcements in a minute. Welcome back to North Carolina, I guess. So anyway, I was going to say, if y'all like what you heard, press like and comment. Comment any way you disagree. We'll have a conversation. Feel free to share the content on this channel. As a First Amendment absolutist, is my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it because we are, in fact, the muckrakers of our time. Be sure to also follow me here on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. I'm always on Twitter, maybe just a little bit too much on Twitter. And hopefully very, very soon, you're going to start seeing me stream on Rumble. So there is that. And I'm going to be looking into Rockfin maybe down the road and some of the others. Who knows? I have to think big. So anyway, and my advice to everybody is to always reject corporate media. If you watch it with a critical eye. I do. And until next time, remember, just to reject corporate media and wishing y'all a great day. And I'm going to conclude with saying to you all, music, a little 80s vibe here. Music. It seems right there. All right.